Good morning, Mr. Davis, Mr. Moller. Just going to show you some of the things we've been doing in Year 6 this year with a very successful one-to-one laptop program, in my opinion. Just want to show you, first of all, the use of the LMS that we use, the units that I have made available. Cover space, simple machines, power to the people, the medieval, which is term 2, the human body, which is we're doing next term, and the space one, which you can see in front of you now. The Space LMS basically was an open task for the children. As you can see, they had to create a city within the solar system. It was group work. They had to design the city, the transport, think about obviously renewable energy and the housing. So there's lots of, it was basically student-led. And the task then was submitted when they were finished as a keynote presentation, and they did, as I'll show you now, they did a screen capture of the presentation to give you an idea of the work they did. All the work can be found in Data01, is where we keep all our work, and we'll go into 6W and space. And then they did their keynote presentations. They kept all their work and research in there, photos, pictures, slides. And then they put the presentation together here. And we'll look at Jacob Keames, who did a nice one.
Jacob Mercury. The crew of his transport, Planet Professors is Erica, Rayleen's manager, Caleb's historian, and Lily's Planet City planner. I chose these type of transport because they have heat-proof metal to keep the passengers safe, because the heat on Mercury is 400 degrees, and some of these flying vehicles are used for long distance.
So as you can see, he's done a bit of alphaing here to get rid of the backgrounds. He's created all these pictures himself by hand and then imported it into the keynote presentation, and there's a nice rationale regarding why he's done that. That's an example of the space unit, the assessment that they did for us. There's lots of other fantastic things we've done this year with the computers. This term they're doing a federation movie, so the question posed to them is how did Australia become a federation? And in their groups they went off to do research on that, and then they did a dramatization of their findings. So some of them reenacted Henry Parkes's speech. They did referendum. Some of them put a modern slant on it, and that's in progress. That's due this Thursday, so when I have some, I'll put them up there for you, the final copies, so you can have a look at. We've done some mind mapping this term. As you can see, I'll take a click on Deja, and we did some mind mapping using FreeMind, and then they chose a movie or a book of their choice. For some, lots of them obviously prefer movies to books. So they were looking at the different characters there, and that's how we used mind mapping in school. I asked them to do some of them have done some work on Moses. We've been doing a lot of work in devotions this term. There's a fantastic website that I used, if I can find it for you. There's FreeMind again in the. Should I find it now? Oh, here we go. Sorry. This week I gave the children this link and let them read about Ruth and Naomi, and they read it for themselves. You can also press play and listen to the voice recording, and then we discussed Ruth and Naomi and after with the children. So that was also very good. Reading a couple of times this year. So I've found a really good website called loveforreading.com, and I get book extracts, which I save in the share file. There they are. They're all the PDFs of the book extracts. Oh, they were there. Hang on, bear with me. Reading. Okay, the book extracts seem to have gone. Oh, there they are, sorry. So we've got book extracts, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Peter Pan, just something so I can hear them read, because as you know, teacher time there's not much of it, so I get my kids to read I give them a brand new extract from a book, and I get them to record their reading, and I take that home, and then I can listen to them read it from home and see what words they miss out and see how fluent they are. And then they record it for me, which is, let's give an example maybe of Brooke. And she reads the extract.
The first time I set eyes on Mr. October, he didn't look like anything special. He didn't look like a man who could stand out in the crowd, let alone who could change anyone's life, turning everything inside out. But that's what he did to me.
So we can listen to them read. I can make comments, which helps me from the report card. In science this year, I'm sure you'll be very interested. We've done some work on simple machines. So we talked about axles and wheels. We did a little movie. Each group was in charge of one area, as if they're describing it to a year two student. And they'd explain levers and axles and wheels and all the simple machines. And they're in the process at the moment of making a movie regarding making a slideshow, sorry, of how electricity is made, and that was the question I left for them, and it was up to them to do the research. And some groups have divided the roles so that each child's got one area. So one child will be looking at solar, one's looking at hydro, and they will do a little presentation on that. Extra Normal is also another good one. Extra Normal is an animated dialogue between two people. It's a program that the students basically can show understanding. I asked them to do a conversation between two people regarding federation. So it looks like an interview, a comic-looking interview between two people, and you can use it to demonstrate any understanding of any topic. But they had to describe the federation, and I'll see if I've got anybody's working here. Here we go.
Hello, M.R. Henry Parkes. I love how you cut your beard and dyed your hair yellow. Yes, it's very cool. Hey, have a biscuit, please. No, thank you. So, Henry Parkes, how did you get so famous? Well, I was first elected to the New South Wales Parliament in 1854. Was Premier of New South Wales. Several was first elected to the New South Wales Parliament.
There you go. So that's a nice Henry Parkes interview there. Online resources, we've used things like Spelling Bee, which is a competition that the children can do a single-player competition, compete against players in the same state in their classroom. And it's basically, they've got to type the words in once they hear them. So they use their earphones for that. We use Study Ladder as well. Students for Mathematics, Study Ladder is where we can students can carry on with the work they've done in class to do tasks, and then the teacher can then monitor the tasks online. So this is my class. We've done some work on time the last few weeks and timetables. And you can see we've done over 100 tasks, and the green is if they've achieved their assessment. And then when they do that, they move on to the next level. So Study Ladder is another one we've used, which is excellent. And then Spelling City. We put in our spelling words here, and then the students can click on the bottom and do a spelling test, a vocab test, and there's some games all based on the words. So as you can see, we've done quite a lot with the computers of value, adding to their understanding, and just building on what the class teacher does with them in class. Thank you.